Brought to you by IWCRadio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beans, Smoot, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello everyone and welcome to IWC Radio. This is episode 158 and we're coming to you live on YouTube and via iTunes. I'm your host Martin Nolan and I'm being joined by Smoot, Will and Chucks. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Had to do a little finagling with the intro there this week, but I think it went off without a hitch. So
Little finagling with the intro.
yeah,
I'm not quite sure what that entails, but
No, me neither.
it sounds like you got it in hand.
yes, definitely.
Very good. Are you there, Chucks?
I think so.
Welcome.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're
There
welcome.
it is.
Yeah.
It was the grand return. The week where I haven't got anything to open a can.
You have cookies.
I could do the cookie wrappers. Although this sounds
That's
like
prediction game.
I was just going to say, this sounds like pay-per-view
Yeah.
predictions. This has all gone wrong. Very nice cookies that they are.
Where are your cookies from?
At the co-op.
Co-op cookies. Yeah, co-op cookies. They're all right. They're no Tesco cookies, but yeah, they'll do.
I don't think I've ever had Tesco cookies.
You can taste the sugar. It crunches. The sugar is so sugary.
Oh,
In the Tesco one?
Yeah, especially the white chocolate ones. They're great.
So this sounds like the cookie is designed to definitely get me to be a type 2 diabetic.
Oh, we're all going there anyway, right?
This is true.
We're there eventually.
I'll apologise before we start that I may do loud sneezing or nose blowing throughout the show, as I'm a little bit under the weather and I've already deafened everyone about 3 times in the build up to this show. But there we go. Hello. Oh, go. Sorry,
Phone
phone
noise.
noise.
that was actually me.
That was you.
Wasn't
Normally, it doesn't make a damn difference when it. What, does anyone get this with iPads and iPhones that you put it onto silent and it doesn't go silent? It still does certain notification noises.
Yeah. The worst is when you've got like an iPad and a phone and a laptop and everything goes off at once.
Yeah,
Just get
well, that's yeah.
bombarded with notifications.
Bradley's joined us in the chat. Hello, Bradley.
Hello, Bradley.
I don't know if Smoot has anything to say to you.
oh yeah. The new intro's coming along. Okay, don't have it done yet, but it's in the works. And then,
I made him say that, Bradley.
yes, he did. He did.
Because I was conscious you might kill me.
Speaking of in the works, actually, just a quick note. Not that anyone will have noticed, but our website is actually down at the moment.
Hence why we had to do the finagling with the intro currently.
That was why. Yeah. It's nothing major. We're just doing a little bit of work to the server, and it should be back in the next few hours, if not tomorrow. But yeah, it'll be back.
Goody, goody,
There
goody.
you go.
Yeah, there's a few things obviously to talk about this week. We've got the Extreme Rules pay-per-view to review from our prediction game, and a few bits and bobs on news, and I believe also we're just going to talk a little bit about the NXT show in Leeds. What should we go with first, guys? Any preferences?
Should we do chronological order? Is it a word? No? Okay.
Yes,
Can
no.
do.
Yes, no, maybe.
I'm just going to stop suggesting things.
I don't know. Whatever anyone would like to do. Chucks, have you got your papers ready?
Oh, you know I do. That was a weak rustling noise. I can't make it rustle.
Is that an encyclopedia? Is that sandpaper?
No, I'm gonna have to look somewhere on the interwebs for a rustling sound effect that I can just play for you.
I'll
Because
help
my
you this week.
my rustling doesn't sound very good. That's better.
There we go.
It's better. Let's just use that. Right. So let's kick things off by recapping the pre-show. And we were right. We did 2 extra predictions on matches that we thought might happen. Goldust and Truth, I guess, is being held off for next time. But Kalisto did wrestle Apollo Crews, and he won. When Crews was arguing with Titus O'Neil on the apron, saying, "I did the flip, now what do you want me to do?" Great.
Did he not say that numerous times as well while he was
Yeah, he
delaying
just
for
kept saying, "I did the
Kalisto?
flip."
You're looking jacked, man.
God.
Kalisto won, so that's a point for me and Will. Yay. Any other thoughts on this one?
It went unannounced almost.
Hmm.
The match did. It's a match we've seen before. The Titus brand needs a win. So.
Well, he better make it a win then.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the only thing that bothered me was like I was saying, the delay for Kalisto to actually do the move. Apart from that, it was fine.
All right. Then the main show opened up with Miz beating Dean Ambrose, not by DQ, but the DQ was teased a little bit here and there. Done quite well, actually. And then Miz just won.
I'm sorry, I just did one of my huge sneezes again.
We have
I
a
managed
new
to.
IC champion, 7-time champion now, Miz.
Really,
Yes.
how much? 7 times, yeah.
Yeah.
He's closing in on Jericho. Is
Any
Jericho,
other thoughts?
is Jericho a 9 or a 10-time champion?
9, I think.
So why didn't they do this the other way around? Why didn't Maurice do the slap thing right at the start, which was logical, and then they could have just thrown her out and then had the match?
Yeah, I agree.
It would have made a little bit more sense, I think.
What was up with John Cone getting shoved out of the ring and then immediately popping up?
Yeah, yeah, that was another point. Yeah, because if that had happened any other time, he'd have been laid there for about 20 minutes.
And he practically struggled to fucking call for the bell.
Well, he didn't want to, right? He knew the stipulation,
Right.
and he
Yeah. He was trying
but he
not
was
to-
really angry for someone who had to have known that it was probably Miz's fault.
Yeah.
Like, I know
Yeah.
referees are pretty dumb most of the time, but, I mean, come on.
To argue my own point, maybe he's used to falling out of the ring since the Raw ring broke that one time with Strowman and Big Show.
Was he the one that took it like
Yeah.
a champ? Oh,
Yeah,
there we
Fell
go.
right out.
Quality. He made that.
He did.
Bradley said in the chat also regarding the R-Truth and Goldust match not happening. He said, you don't want to rush. Sorry, I've completely ruined this. You wouldn't want the Truth Goldust thing to be hurried. We don't need a gold rush.
Hey.
Oh, hey, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, sorry, Bradley, I've ruined that a little bit.
So Miz has now overtaken Jeff Jarrett and RVD, both on 6 reigns each.
RVD had 6 reigns?
RVD had 6 reigns.
I could believe that.
Oh,
combined
God.
211 days, apparently.
Wow. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
You know what is actually crazier, to me at least, is that Wade Barrett had 5.
What?
I was just going to mention we bought quite a few, yeah.
I could
I know that you won it.
I could also
thought
believe
it was
that.
about 2. I
would've
thought
said a
2,
couple,
maybe
yeah.
3. Yeah. 5?
I could believe that. Yeah.
That's crazy. You
Yeah.
learn another thing every day.
We could go through the list here, and how many times do you think Christian has won it?
Oh my god.
4.
4. Good. Yeah.
Is it 4?
It is 4. Yeah.
Wow!
Good guess.
How come I
Good
keep
guess,
doing
Bean.
so shit on prediction games?
And Booker T had it once for a month. And yet was it the pre-show or at some point he was saying that it really kick-started his career? I've been on commentary during that match.
Oh, dear.
He's like, he won the 5 WCW titles, but it was the IC title that really cemented that Hall of Fame spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, good match, bad match. You know, what was it a good move to put on Miz?
It was kind of a dull match, but it also had like some. It was veering onto like a terrible finish with all the crazy stuff that they were doing. The whole chair and whatnot, and Maurice and all that with the ref bump. But it seems like the right man won. I feel.
Yeah, especially judging by predictions, we all thought this would happen. It seemed set up for Miz to win, and he did. So, I don't know what that means for Dean goddamn Ambrose.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing with him.
Good for him.
Get a new shirt.
Bradley's made another comment in the chat that I'm sure Chucks will love. Each time RVD had an IC title reign, it went up in smoke.
You're not looking.
Yeah. Very good.
Sorry.
He smokes. That's that joke.
Whoa. Damn.
You wanted me to give that high praise?
Hey.
Well, I just thought it was something that you'd appreciate. No, oh God! How did I not even hear that?
I heard it.
I'm not well. I'm not well.
Yeah. You have an illness.
blame.
That's your excuse.
Yeah. Every week.
That one was not to be sniffed at, Beans. So, next up was the 205 mixed tag, where Noam Dar and Alicia Fox didn't win. Despite being an actual couple, they didn't win. Team Swanks beat them. Which makes up for the Kalisto Cruz match, because Smoot and Beans got this right, me and Will didn't. So
Yeah.
now we're all even on 2 out of 3 each.
Yeah.
I'm still not used to you saying Team Swanks.
No.
I'm guessing I won't be saying it much more. I don't think this team is sticking around.
It sounds like a knockoff Zubaz.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
What, Zubaz? Yeah, sure. It is.
They are, in fact, a thing.
Yeah.
Mojo Rawley loves them.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's true.
I don't remember any of this match.
Nor do I, actually.
I don't know if I made a brew while this was on. I might have done. I'm not sure. I actually don't remember anything, and I could have watched it.
Let's see if I can. The match ended when Swan performed a Phoenix Splash, and oh yeah, I do vaguely remember that because I thought that was Seth Rollins' move, and maybe they're trying to make the 205 division a bit more flippy.
A bit more flippy.
Yeah, because it hasn't been that high flying really for a division that you would think would be based on high flying.
So that's more a term you would use rather than flippy.
I think we should go with flippy.
Yeah, I think the moment called for flippy.
Yeah. I think it should be used in the slogan.
Our guys are more flippy than any other roster.
Flippy 205.
205 flips.
Bradley in the chat just said, Sasha Banks and Rich Swann fans called Schwankers.
Yes.
They are now.
Yeah. I like it.
Right.
okay.
Well, I mean, this is getting tense now. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling like we're all kind of on that level now, and the next match or two is really gonna decide where where we are for the rest of the year.
Oh, thanks.
I don't think I'm overstating how important Alexa Bliss beating Bailey is
Oh my god, this
in
was
a
an awful
pole on a
match.
pole match.
This was an awful match.
I also get what Chucks is saying here. Thanks.
I didn't realise that me, Smoot, and Will all predicted Alexa, so Beans is losing the point. That wasn't what I was getting at, but, you know, it's a happy coincidence.
Thanks.
Just what happened.
Yeah, the way it all worked out.
This was such a bizarre match.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if the whole this is your life segment kind of had a part in the length of this.
I'm glad that's one that they seem to acknowledge was a terrible segment.
Yeah.
It usually takes a couple of years and then they'll make little jokes about it, but
Yeah.
the next week, that was one of the worst segments ever on Raw. Just gonna say it.
I just wasn't expecting it to end so quickly, and it be just Bailey did nothing.
Yeah, no offense, not even answering the will she become extreme or anything like that. She just fucking
I know even the moment of her, like, where there was a slight bit of hesitation wasn't even played up. It
Yeah.
was just it was a strange one. And obviously Bailey hasn't been on TV this week afterwards, obviously selling the injuries
Right.
kind of thing.
right.
What did he do with her now?
Throw her back to NXT.
So many people would benefit from that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'd love to see, like, American Alpha go back.
Ascension.
I don't know about that. Let's not go crazy. But yeah, there's loads. Even Finn Balor. I mean, he's doing all right on the main roster, but and Sami Zayn. God,
Sami Zayn, definitely. Get him off of TV, period.
Not a fan.
The sad thing is, though, everyone that we're talking about, apart from the Ascension, are really good.
And everyone in NXT right, well, not everyone in NXT, but you know, the top guys. There's a great group of talent in NXT, and you know when they get called up, nothing's going to happen.
Hmm.
So it's just the way it is. They're better off down there.
Is it? See, the thing is are they booking them that much differently than they would in NXT, or is it just the fact that they have so much content to fill on the main roster that they kind of get exhausted with what they can do?
I'm
Because
sure
on
one-
NXT, when you're watching it, it's a weekly show. It's on for an hour. They're not on every week, and by the time a takeover comes round, it feels like something you want to watch because you haven't seen that match 400 times.
And there's months between pay-per-views instead of weeks.
Yep.
Especially in Zayn's day, it was 3 or 4 months between pay-per-views, and now it's sometimes 2 weeks. But I think having more content means they run through things quicker, and it means there's less. It seems like less thought goes into each show. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there was long-term planning in NXT. They knew what the next takeover card was going to be, before the last one is finished.
Yeah.
Whereas on Raw, it feels like it's week to week. They may know where the main event's going, but the rest of it, God knows. They don't even announce Apollo Crews and Kalisto.
Yeah, it does make you think. So, I mean, in that essence, it's not. So, does that more point to the fact that it's just the amount of programming that's the main issue? Because if the writers that do the main roster had less time to be managing and filling, then we might get exactly the same booking as we would in NXT.
I'd say it would help if there were fewer writers all trying to get their say.
Yeah.
If it was if it was back in my day when there was just 1 or 2 bookers in a territory, that's before my day. But that seemed, things are more focused then. You can have longer term plans and you stick to them rather than everyone trying to throw their thing in. And also, when you go to the main roster, there are more guys to focus on. In NXT, there's a champion and a challenger, and everyone else pretty much falls away. But when you get to the main roster, you've got to push Roman Reigns all the time. And you're trying to do something with Strowman, and you want Rollins to look fairly strong, and you don't want to beat Finn Balor all the time. And a guy like Sami Zayn can't be the guy.
Yeah, it's right. I don't know. I just find it strange because you've got a brand split as well. So obviously, in the past, SmackDown was just kind of completely pointless, and we all kind of zoned out of it. Whereas obviously now with the brand split, it's it's a little bit different. But you just think that there'd be a bit more time spread out between them all that they could do things with, and I don't know.
Well, and they do to a degree. Like, I don't know that if we had the same content on one show, that the SmackDown main event, I'm not even sure I've seen this week's, but whatever AJ Styles and that lot are doing on that show would be secondary to whatever Roman Reigns is doing. So splitting them up, it has helped, but it's still the same problem. You've got so much going on, so many guys, so much time. You need to have a secondary main event program, usually just because you've got all the names. Whereas on NXT, it's much more focused on a smaller group, and they're cycling in and out much more. You get a run with the belt, you lose, you have another match or two, and then you're called up. And someone else is there to take the place, Bobby Roode or Cassius Ohno, whoever. It's just, It just seems fresher.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So Bayley should go back there.
Wow, that's how this started.
Actually, I think that suggests that Bayley going back wouldn't help her out for long. I think she was getting a bit tired there, the whole Bayley thing. It was time to get a new act going. And going back, I think, would ruin the freshness that I was talking about, the cycling through. You don't want someone sticking around too long in NXT. That can be a problem. What was next? Unless anyone's got anything else to say about a kendo stick match, I'm guessing not.
No, it was quick. It was a quick match, and
it was 5 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
Was it really 5 minutes?
Yeah. It was 5 minutes. And then we go at, they stuck both gimmick matches together. So Bayley begged for the kendo stick on a pole match. Angle didn't want her to be in the hardcore match. He wanted it to just be a straight singles match. And she said, "No, give me the kendo stick match. I can do it. I can be hardcore."
Oh no, didn't she say that? Let me be extreme.
Let me be extreme, of course.
And then Kurt Angle out of nowhere blurted, "It's gonna be a kendo stick on a pole match," and you could see Bayley's face die. Oh,
yeah. So she really wanted this match, and the Hardys chose the steel cage match, and at the end they both lost.
They certainly did.
So faces on Raw are idiots. I think that's what we're supposed to take from this.
I agree with that.
Cesaro and Sheamus beat the Hardys. Have you got anything to say? This was better.
Yeah, this was an okay match. Very similar to the one that they did back in the day, where one of them got out the cage. I think it was the same way around, because it was. Jeff had the opportunity on the old one, I think it was Matt that went out, and Jeff had the opportunity to climb down and win the match, and instead he did this jump off the top and missed, and then they lost the title. So it had a bit of a similar vibe to that, I thought.
That was 16 years ago.
You are joking.
That was when they were unifying the belts, I think.
It was with the Dudleys, weren't it?
With the Dudleys, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's crazy. It goes to show how long the Hardys have been around.
I saw something before where they said that they're the only tag team to win the WWE Championships in 3 different decades.
Yeah.
They won it in 99, 2007, and 2017. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Frightening.
It kind of is. They seem to change the rules a little bit in this one in terms of, when Jeff came back in, apparently he became legal again. That's never been the case before.
Yeah, a lot of people were unhappy
That's
about
a bit
that.
Convenient.
A lot of people were unhappy about that.
Yeah, Bradley's mentioned it in the chat as well. Yeah, I was a bit confused because, especially as well, when you consider that all they needed to do was have it where Jeff was dragging Matt out.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was from the jump from the top, but they needed to do some spot which resulted in that, so that it wouldn't have caused that kind of complication, I think.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, strange one.
I also
Well,
hate how in a cage match the guy can be pretty much on the way out. Swung his leg over, he's climbing down. But when Cesaro touches the guy's arm, that's it, he just falls back into the ring.
Yeah, it's one of those that any time that they get anywhere near the top part, you'd be thinking, at what point of this would you just drop?
Yeah, just fall down.
Yeah.
Or at least don't swing your leg back over. Like, your weight is already on the other side.
Yeah.
He's got a really
No matter
drag-
how much he pulls that hair.
It's not going to happen, yeah. It's like he's touching your arm, that's it. It's fine. It's not even like, in the ladder match, we always complain that the guy climbs really, really conveniently slowly.
Yeah.
It's worse than that.
It is.
I've got to be honest, one thing that I didn't mention was in the takeover event when the authors of pain climbed their ladders. Oh my god. How slow they went up them ladders. And then I think on the ones where they actually won it, they just went up it.
Yeah.
Straight away,
Yeah, and it was just like, oh, damn it. Just like, consistency. Anyway, I'm not ruining a great match because that was a great match.
Then we had Neville. Wow, this went 17 minutes. That's crazy. I didn't see that come. So the submission match. Neville beat Austin Aries submission style to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. And Beans, you lost a point there as well.
You've got this this compassion in your voice really nailed down.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mention that you did win a point in the tag match. Me and Smoot lost one. You and Will got that right. So it's not all bad.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Carry on.
Anything else to say about the Cruiserweights? It looks like Aries is out of the picture now. TJP's the next challenger.
Yeah, he's gonna be. Aries is doing something with a book they recently came out with, and he might be taking some time off.
Yeah, I read about that, yeah. It's taking some time.
I enjoyed this match. I liked the way that it finished. Obviously, he did the red arrow into the rings of Saturn, but he landed on him as he was rolling into, like, he was obviously trying to roll towards the corner to avoid the contact, but he obviously did the move onto his back. But because of the way he was mid-roll, his knee kind of struck him in the arm and side quite viciously the way he landed. So I think it really, even though it looked quite dangerous, it really did add to the end when he put him in the rings of Saturn, and the way that he tapped out as well, I thought was quite, it was the end of a feud, it just... The one thing that got me was the bloody look he gave the camera at the end.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was
When
kind
he
of
was-
strange. Yeah.
Aries, he was sat on the floor on the outside, and the camera just like started zooming in onto his face, and he was staring down the lens with this weird kind of, I don't know, sadistic smile on his face. It was strange. It was scary. Did you see it, Chucks?
I don't think I did. I'll have to check that out. I'm sure someone's got a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm
pulling it
going to
up
say
here.
this needs to be viewed.
Yeah, this is the. There you go. Once the stream comes up here for you guys.
It was really odd. It was just out of place.
I do remember it.
Oh yeah, what's
going
But
on?
that he did that face from miles away. The cameraman was stood at the ring bell area and had to walk up to him, and he was just sat there like that the whole time. It was strange. So I don't know what it was all about, but
Yeah, he also sent out this tweet saying, and with that, it might be time for some serious life reflection and career reevaluation as well after the match. So, chew on that.
you want that?
Okay.
I don't believe that. I think he'll be back.
Same.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a story thing, I think, isn't it? But I did wonder, just because of that look, whether he was going to turn heel there and then or something, or whether he was just going to flip. But he just didn't. He just sat there and then just kind of, whoa, did I just see a spoiler then?
Yeah,
On the
sorry.
screen?
Sorry, I'm
Damn it.
reordering some stuff here.
Damn. Ruined the best segment.
I know, sorry.
Speaking of turning heel, I have a problem already with babyfaces choosing stipulations that they then lose. I think that's stupid. I also think it's stupid that we're expected to get behind TJ Perkins now, who has been a dick for a couple of months and is now being out-dicked. So now we're supposed to feel sympathy for him, even though he's either been an actual dick or been fooled into being a dick. Either way, he's an idiot. I don't... Why am I supposed to like this guy?
It's a good job I weren't taking shots every time you said the word dick then. But yeah, you do have a very good point. It makes no sense.
Like, when are we ever going to have a face character who's not an idiot? Like, even Dean Ambrose in that match. Anyway, I just let's move on. I'm going to say dick some more.
Yeah, so I lost another point.
You lost another point on Aries, yeah. It's a
Basically,
shame, it's a shame these guys are cruiserweights, if you ask me. It just seems like anything the cruiserweights do gets ignored. They're put in the death spot here before the main event. They're kind of there for people to take a break and tune out a little bit. No one really cares about the cruiserweights, but these guys are really good.
I thought a lot of that's down to the purple. Really.
The purple, yeah.
I'm serious. I think it's if they made it feel like part of the show more and not something else,
Yeah.
people would be more interested in it.
well, also as well, it's kind of like a signal to the live audience because
Yeah.
if you're watching an in-between segment and you start seeing a load of people run to ringside and start taping up the ropes purple,
Yeah.
then everyone's going, right, piss break.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a shame, like, and that's fine when it's. Probably shouldn't even say Noam Dar, but I just don't really get the guy. But there's a level
Anyone
of
that has to
cruiserweight-
come out and zip up his jacket all the way to the top when he's about to take it off, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't get it. But there's a certain level of cruiserweight, the Arya Daivari and those guys, and they're fine, but they're nothing special. But then the top end of, Neville and Aries and maybe even TJ Perkins, Tozawa, these guys are really good and would fit on the roster doing stuff, even without this separate branding thing. I just kind of wish they could do that.
Yeah.
But as it is, like Will said, it's kind of been partitioned, and now it's the bit that we know we can ignore and doesn't really mean anything, because it's all part of that show that no one watches.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shame.
there's
Then the main event, where we all lost points, except Will and his crazy prediction that Samoa Joe would actually win.
Well, You listen to me next time, won't you?
Oh,
Whoa! Wow! Damn.
Oh, you all laughed.
We did.
Technically, I didn't laugh at you, Will, because I knew I made some predictions on this that were probably going to backfire, and they did. Pretty much all of them. I thought I had to get one. I looked at it and I thought Balor, Aries, and Bailey. All right, they're not probably all going to happen, but I have to get one, and I got none. Shocking. But it was just a weird thing because it was obviously, you know, like you say, Aries is being written out now probably for a bit because of it, because there's nowhere else to go with it. Finn Balor was a bit strange in how they booked him there, and then the Bailey thing was just bizarre as well. And I'm thinking, none of them made sense. If you said those results to me beforehand, all three of them not that, you know what I mean? It just wouldn't be right. So I can't believe that they actually went that direction with all three of them matches in the pay-per-view. The main event was very good, though.
It was pretty good. And Samoa Joe actually won and will now be facing Brock Lesnar at Rumble Fire. And that match should be
Goodness gracious.
Is he just going to get squashed now? Is that what this is? Just find a jabroni opponent for Brock? Or is this going to be something that they take seriously? Maybe take it to SummerSlam?
I think that obviously Lesnar's probably going to retain this, but I do think with Joe they can do a very close contest with him, I think. I don't think it needs to be a squash. I think you can have a legit... Similar to like the Goldberg-Lesnar thing at Mania, where it doesn't even need to be that long. It just needs to be hard-hitting and, you know, like just kind of a fair enough, you got me kind of thing. You know, it doesn't mean that Samoa Joe's terrible if he doesn't win this match, if you book it the right way. It just means that he didn't do it on this occasion.
yeah.
So I'm hoping they go in that direction rather than just a squash and make him look stupid. But after what they did to Bailey, then, you know.
I think if there's anyone on the roster who should be able to take Brock Lesnar to Suplex City, you'd think it would be Samoa Joe, right? I think something tells me Brock Lesnar's going to get German suplexed at some point.
It wouldn't surprise me if they do the, you know, like 10 German suplexes where he does what Brock Lesnar does.
Yeah.
But Lesnar will manage to win it. But then again, at the end
that
of
would
it,
be enough, right?
Yeah,
do
exactly.
that and it would be like Joe got his thing. He got his shine.
Yeah, or Joe got a bit cocky and he should have just gone for it or something, and he got caught with an F5. You know, you can tell the story where he just comes out of it really pissed off that he should have won it.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So yeah, and also the booking on Raw with Heyman.
Oh,
Now,
that was
yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's so well put together. The talking in his ear in the corner without a mic.
Yeah.
So it was just through the camera mic thing were brilliant because it did sound sinister the way that he was telling him. I mean,
And he knew
Heyman's
that
face.
no one else could hear it. No one live could hear it.
Yeah. But Heyman's face said it all.
Exactly, and then
It
he
was
got chucked
so
out.
perfect.
It was great.
'Cause I did wonder whether Lesnar was actually going to be there or something, but they've done a good job, I think, in drawing that out.
Yeah, but that would have been cool if he came out. They were chanting, "We want Lesnar," and I think
'Cause
they'll
I
get
think-
him soon enough. But yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say, how many times have you heard in the last year, "We want Lesnar"?
yeah, it's true. It doesn't really happen. It doesn't. Some of the luster is gone.
And I think
Anything else about the match itself? Because it was pretty good. Bit slow at first, but I think it ended up being pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it actually, but I just remember enjoying it, but I can't actually put anything together on it at the minute.
It was actually an Extreme Rules match, so, you know.
And I'm fairly sure Seth Rollins did pull out the Phoenix Splash, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he did.
Yeah.
Also,
And he got his move stolen and then took it back.
going back to I almost said NXT, the 205 live one with the Aries and Neville match. You could only win that match by submission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell was the ref counting for countouts?
Oh yeah,
when
yeah.
both men were
I
on the
said that
outside.
once. Yeah, I
That
did
was
say
so
that,
stupid.
mate, but
So
they have a
dumb.
habit of doing it so often, though, don't they? And they just kind of get into a routine because obviously they're not. Because I believe that he was just outside the ring talking to him, I think, and then he ran inside and started doing the count.
Yeah.
And I thought, I wonder if his mind's just on the fact that he's just spoke to one of them or something, and he's
Yeah.
not actually thinking about what he's doing, but he's doing a count when he shouldn't be.
Happens all the time in like no DQ matches where they do the count against the ropes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just, I guess it's just refereeing instinct, maybe.
Well, I mean, you see it even like, how many times do you watch it in the Rumble where someone does a finisher and then they go for a pin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does happen.
Do you know what I mean? It is just kind of this automatic response thing, I think, with some, and obviously if you're doing it night in, night out, then I suppose it will happen.
Instinctive.
But yeah, it didn't come across very well.
No.
But yeah, main event wise, it was just a solid match all round. But I think it was to be expected when you pretty much got every main guy from your brand in one match. And it looks like the next pay-per-view is going to be this match split up into different matches. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess was the original plan for this show when it was going to be Reigns and Strowman. I think they were then going to do, I forget exactly which way around it was. I'm guessing it's Rollins, Joe, and then Balor with Wyatt. But because Strowman then got injured, they did the 5-way, and then they're going to go kind of do things backwards. Go back to the singles matches for the next one.
yeah.
What was the other point I was going to make about this one? Finn Balor very nearly won. He got his pin stolen. Is that why he didn't come out as the Demon? Because he wasn't going to win?
Probably. It was just one of them things where it felt like a Raw kind of thing, didn't it? When he came out and he weren't doing the demon thing, and I did wonder whether, again, thinking that he was going to win it, I was thinking that they probably was going to do some kind of storyline that Balor won this match, then came out on the Raw, and Lesnar could have possibly beat him down really badly and said he wasn't good enough or whatever, and then he was obviously then going to turn into the demon character to face Brock Lesnar kind of thing, and that was how they was going to build it. But obviously that doesn't look like it's happening.
I think...
But they could do exactly the same thing, but with Bray Wyatt. But
I think it's going to be... Back in NXT, he would do the demon thing on every takeover, but he won every takeover until the end. I think they would like to have done that here, had him be the demon if it was a singles match that he could have won, but because he wasn't going to win, they didn't want to beat the demon on the first time out.
yeah,
That seems to be the thinking, I would guess. We will see next time around.
Look at the scores.
So, the scores for this show, Beans, I'm afraid 3 out of 7, not your best.
no. I think I might have to
you know.
stop taking gambles.
Yeah, I think so. Me and Smoot both on 4 out of 7. Will flying ahead with 6 out of 7. Only Noam Dar let him down. That's a hell of a score.
See, Will, now next time you see him zip that jacket up, you've got to get angry at him.
But he's stealing the company now. But
Also,
despite Noam Dar, Will is now in the lead overall with 15 out of 23 matches predicted. I'm just behind 14, Smoot on 13. Beans, do you even want me to read that out?
you might as well.
You got a 10.
10. You got a 10, a perfect
10.
Ty Dillinger 10.
10.
Yay. I'm wearing that ridiculously high collared thing for his big entrances at Takeover at the minute. You know, the thing that looks like what you put them vase things that you put on pets' necks when they're not allowed to.
The cone of
them.
shame.
Cone, that's it. Yeah, the ear cone. Yeah. That's my attire until I get off 10 points.
We'll see.
What about what about the bonus questions underneath?
Oh yeah, Smoot, take us through the bonuses.
Yeah. Did Enzo's storyline of him being constantly snuck attack from behind ever get brought up? No. Was there anything about Angle's text messaging and whatnot on the show? No.
Oh well. I got one of them right.
Yeah, well, they don't count for points, but yeah.
No, but it makes me feel a little bit better. And also, just a reminder, as soon as it's on the prediction page, Chuck said doctor appointment at Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go?
I don't know. How you tell me?
My doctor's appointment wasn't That's not my... You wrote it on your thing. That's not on my paper.
There was something on your page.
If this helps, I had a dentist appointment on Thursday.
Well, there you go.
How did that go?
It just gone 3 p.m. It went disastrous.
Oh.
It went disastrous.
Would you like to know why?
Sure.
Because I was having a filling.
Oh.
And whilst he was doing it, halfway through the filling, he decided to inform me that he was sorry, and he realised he was doing the filling on the wrong tooth.
Oh.
How have you... Well, you had a hole in another tooth that didn't need to be filled? How does that work?
No, the tooth that he was doing it on was one that he'd marked to watch, but he said on his notes, he said that he was going to leave it for about another year until it needed doing.
Oh.
And then he realised, because there was a mix-up with the notes, that it was the wrong tooth.
Well, then, surely that's a free filling. He's not going to charge you for that.
Yeah, it's free, but even so, I'm thinking, great. So, yeah, that was my good week, especially after not feeling very well. You know, it just kind of topped the end of the week off, really, but there we go. But, yeah. So
I had a dentist appointment not long ago, and everything was great, by the way. Just,
great.
She said that I should switch to an electric toothbrush instead of, I'm still stuck in the 90s with my manual.
Right.
But and since then I now have an electric toothbrush, and it's
aren't they great?
I mean, it's changed my world. Yeah.
That doesn't sound genuine.
It's a revolution, as it were. Yeah, I can see what the buzz is about now.
Oh god. But I was similar advice about 2 years ago when I got mine, and I was quite amazed. Either that, I just didn't know how to brush my teeth beforehand. I don't know. But there we go.
I've got a doctor's appointment on Monday.
This has turned into dentist podcast.
Apparently.
What are you having done, Will? Is
doctor.
it just a checkup?
Doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah,
oh
doctor.
shit, this is awkward. Everything all right?
Yeah.
Well, we'll soon find out, I guess.
Well, yeah. Might not be.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I'll let you know.
Oh god. Well, there's the cliffhanger for next week's show.
If I do die, just know that I've knocked Chuck off his page. So.
Only for 1 month, though. You can't defend next month.
No, I'm going
Let's
to
make really early predictions for every show for the rest of the year.
I'm going to do a Leicester City this time around.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Unexpected win.
I'm doing the Chelsea from last season.
What be shit?
I am.
Well,
I'm bottom.
There's plenty of time yet.
Yeah.
There's a long way to go.
That's what I said last year, and it just got worse and worse every week. Anyway. So, has there been any other news this week? I know we've got the Leeds stuff to talk about, but...
Sorry.
Yeah, we still have about 10-20 minutes to kill. Did you want to talk about the
10 to 20 minutes to kill.
To kill? You mean enjoy?
That's
kill.
true. That's true.
Got any football to talk about?
I love the way that Will emphasised the word enjoy.
That should definitely be our new slogan on iTunes. IWC Radio, if you've got time to kill.
The longest 90 minutes of your life.
It's not that bad.
I also
dear.
watched England Scotland today.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
That was actually a crap game until the end, like last 10 minutes.
Last 10 minutes were very good.
Yeah.
Sadly, I only watched the first half.
Ah,
Oh, you missed a good bit.
Yeah. Anyhow, before we lose Smoot completely on football. So yeah, this week obviously was supposed to be the NXT live show in Manchester, which was supposed to take place on Tuesday. Obviously due to the horrible tragedies in Manchester and London, the events didn't take place on Tuesday. WWE did send superstars to Manchester on Tuesday, but they went to the children's hospitals and visited obviously the people who are recovering. But they did offer us tickets to a show in Leeds the following night, which myself and two friends attended, and it was really good, apart from me being a bit under the weather. But yeah, it was really good. And I also was lucky enough to be invited to go and meet Pete Dunne, where I got to ask him a couple of questions, or a few. And yeah, he's a really nice guy. It's really strange because it was a roundtable event, so there was quite a few people there that got to ask him questions. And when we finished, they were asking if anyone wanted to get a picture with Pete, like just for any publication or just in general. So obviously every time he posed for a picture, he did his, where he holds his fist to his chin, like for his cruiserweight character. So he just did that for every picture, but in between he was just being really friendly. Like, yeah, no problem. And then just going into that, like, fuggish face he pulls. So it was just funny actually watching him interact with about 10 people, like, just going in and out of this character in, like, half a second.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that money photo right there. Look at that.
Dear.
Beans looking dapper.
That's one way of putting it.
Wow.
But thank you. I'm not very confident when it comes to pictures of myself.
No, that looks like a great photo.
But yeah, Pete's a very, very nice guy. So I got to ask it's about 5 questions I think I put forward to him. So I'm going to be putting that together, and we will put that out on the site and obviously on the stream and stuff. We'll get it all posted so that everyone can see it. Smoot's currently putting some pictures across the stream at the minute from the show. So yeah, they were good to check out. But yeah, it was a good show. I know we was talking briefly before the show started, but they decided to use the old NXT titles for this show, which I presume was a marketing thing, because obviously, how long ago was it that they changed the titles? Is it about 6-7 weeks ago or so that they changed the titles on the takeover?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Was it the takeover before last, was it?
Is it? So yeah, it'd be about 2 months or so, won't it?
Yeah.
So obviously they've got the new design of the titles, but when we got to the arena, they were selling the old one at the merchandise stalls. So basically the performers like Bobby Roode and Asuka came out with the old design titles. I need to check off as a pain. I think they did as well, actually. Sorry. But obviously I presume it was just to kind of intrigue people into buying them titles, and they didn't have the new ones on them. But yeah, also as well, obviously because of the events, they did a minute silence at the start of the show, which was quite emotional, and they brought Lillian Garcia over to sing "God Save the Queen."
I was just going to say, yeah, I seen a tweet from someone saying that was quite emotional, seeing Lillian sing that.
And it was quite a moment as well where, because obviously most people that was going to the Manchester show was in attendance. Obviously they got offered free tickets, so most of our section on one side of the arena was from Manchester, and you could see loads of people with the Manchester B tattoo and shirts and everything. And they all started chanting Manchester, and then the other side of the arena started chanting London, but on the other side. So it was a good like kind of like surround sound chant, if you like, of like support, which was quite emotional. So they did a really good show, and you know the crowd was really good. But yeah, thumbs up to them. It was a good show. And like I say, I was just really surprised, like because Pete Dunne is. He's very similar to, I don't know if anyone's ever heard Tyler Bate in any of his interviews since he's been involved with WWE, but he's not the most confident when it comes to like media appearances and things, and promos aren't his favourite part. He said that when he won the title in Blackpool, that I think it was Triple H passed in the microphone and told him to say a few words, and he said like he basically died on the inside because he really didn't want to talk. But yeah, like Pete was saying, like because he's done a bit more of it recently, he's starting to get a bit more comfortable with it and a bit more tan with it. And him and Tyler are very similar. Yeah. But to be fair to him, he came across. He was really friendly. He shook everyone's hands. He made sure to say hello to everyone individually. Got to experience the wrestler's handshake, which I'd heard stories about how obviously wrestlers do have a very soft handshake as a bit of a signal that they've will take care of each other in the ring, which he did seem to be following the tradition, which was quite cool. But yeah, it was he was a top bloke really. He just answered everyone's questions. He was very talkative. In some questions where he could have just said yes and no, he didn't. He elaborated and gave more information. So yeah, looking forward to obviously getting that up on the website and the stream really, so everyone can have a listen. The only thing I will apologise for in advance, and I will say it when we put it up, is we was in a meeting room in a hotel in Leeds, and I think we was on the 4th or 5th floor, and it was a really windy day that day. The window next to where Pete was sitting was whistling. So I don't know how much of an effect it's going to have on the audio, but when I listened to a little bit of it, I could hear it come through, and I was thinking, oh no, please don't let this entire interview just be a wind whistling in the background. But we'll have to see. But yeah, I'll get that sorted hopefully tomorrow, and we'll get it up on the... We'll definitely get it up before next week's show, so we've got it there for people. So... yeah, pretty cool experience. Hopefully we can do it again soon. They're back in Manchester in November, so yeah,
that's good.
Not long to go.
Cool.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else. It was when I went to the hotel to do the interview as well. They were all coming out of the hotel to get on the coach to like go to the arena, because obviously when they're on UK tours they all stay together on the hotels and coaches, don't they? And there was loads of people outside the hotel obviously wanting to get autographs with people and such, and I was just trying to get into the hotel, and I didn't realize I was stood in the foyer, but I didn't realize you had to take an elevator up to the 3rd floor to the reception area. So I was kind of stood around at first, and they were obviously all coming out. And they had 2 lifts in the hotel, and one of them were broke. So I was waiting for this lift to come down, and it stopped on every floor. And I was thinking, who the flaming hell is doing this? Like, seriously, like, why is this lift so slow? And then when it got to the bottom, it had the Authors of Pain and Bobby Roode in it.
Really?
So Bobby Roode's like last to get out this lift, and I was telling my mates because they stayed back at the pub round the corner while I went in, and they were all saying, "Why didn't you shout glorious at him?" And I was just thinking, I'm not quite sure. There was also a guy who was just, you could tell, wasn't interested in any of them, didn't know who they were, and I thought if I just shouted glorious next to someone from the public, they're gonna think that I'm certifiable.
I bet he's never heard that one before. I bet no one's ever shouted glorious at him before. He would probably
Exactly.
think you were hilarious.
So yeah.
How tall is he? He strikes me as one of those guys that's not as tall as he looks, if you know what I mean.
Honestly, he looked probably an inch or two bigger than me. I mean, you probably see it in the picture with me and Pete Dunne. He's pretty much the same height as me, and I'm 5'10", 5'11". I'm not tall. But yeah, he wasn't. I think more often than not, it's just how wide some of them are. Rather than height, it's just like, wow.
Yeah. I thought that about Mark Henry, actually. I'm sure he's just huge. But from where I was, and he was kind of on a ramp or whatever, he didn't look that big, but he was thick as hell.
One person who was huge, who I only saw briefly, it was Matt Bloom.
Yeah.
Obviously, he heads up with the coaching, doesn't he? So he was stood next to the coach when I was going through. And I looked at him and I just thought, crikey, he is a large man. Not in a bad, he's just a huge bloke. Like the height and width, it was just like you would have not wanted him to run into you.
That'd be a train wreck.
Hey!
God.
Yeah, so that was our adventures midweek in Leeds.
I don't know if anyone saw it. I think it was on Sky News over here, or one of the news channels anyway. On that Wednesday, you said they went to the hospital in Manchester. There was a nice video of Bobby Roode. It wasn't actually at the hospital. He went to the house of one of the kids that was involved.
Yeah.
And it was funny actually because the face when he walked in, the face on the kid was like, whoa. And then apparently her dad, it wasn't actually on the video, but her dad, because apparently the week before, don't you remember when the Queen went to the hospital?
Yeah.
She was in the same room, so she met the Queen as well.
Right.
And the dad said she was more excited about meeting Bobby Roode than she was meeting the Queen.
Nice, that's a hell of a compliment.
No, I'm going to say but Bobby Roode's proud of that one.
But it was really nice if you can get it. It's probably on YouTube somewhere, but it was definitely on Sky News.
Yeah, I did see something very briefly about it, but yeah, I do need to catch up on that actually.
Just a nice little video, and the kid's face when he walks in, it's reminds you of being a kid when you're a fan. It's nice.
Yeah. And it is that thing. It's like every time, for all the frustrations that we have with John Cena and Roman Reigns and everything, it's them moments that kind of make you think, oh, damn it. Because you know how much it does mean. And it's such a small thing. Like, they only literally have to spend 10, 15 seconds with a person, and it makes such a big difference to them. It is such a powerful thing. And it does, it's one of the questions that I asked Pete actually was obviously, what it meant to be involved in the show, obviously what happened. And he mentioned that unfortunately he wasn't part of the group that went to the hospital, but he did say like all the people that did go have been saying how powerful it was.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's had an impact with the performers as well as the people, that it was visiting. So it's just an all-round nice thing to happen, and it does show, like they said, it shows the power of what WWE can do to people. It's a crazy thing, but
they give her an NXT title belt.
Wasn't the old one, was it?
It was actually.
The original's always the best.
She was made up, and you could tell that the dad must be a fan as well, or maybe the dad was a fan before her, maybe.
Yeah.
But you could just tell they were all just amazed by, and then they give her a bag of merchandise and stuff. And yeah, it was really nice. It's only got on for a few minutes, but it's made me smile, so we say.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Is there any other news this week? Has anything else happened? It seems to have been quite slow this week on news, apart from those bits.
I think with the the WWE being overseas and the NXT being here, I think in Singapore as well. There's not a lot going on in terms of eventful things. So
Yeah, because I noticed the Finn Balor put a picture up from Japan because obviously they're over there. They do. I'm going to say it does seem to be. I mean, obviously they've got the Download Festival as well, haven't they? This weekend, tomorrow. So, because I think Pete Dunne's defending his title tomorrow, isn't he?
Yeah.
So obviously that's going to be a big thing that they'll probably bring up on stuff. But yeah, they're doing a lot of traveling at the minute. It's a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether it has any kind of effect with Raw and SmackDown this week. I don't know how much.
I think they're back today or tomorrow from Singapore.
Right.
So.
So we shall see. We shall see. So that means, is it a pay-per-view weekend next weekend, guys?
Yes.
As well. Is it?
It's Money in the Bank, isn't
Yes.
it? Or is that the week?
Next
after?
weekend already?
Or is it the weekend after?
Yes. Hold on. Let me make sure that's correct.
I think you might be right, you know.
June 18th, which would be next Sunday. Yes.
Father's Day. Yeah, that's it.
Father's Day.
So yeah, so it's yet again another 2-week break.
Real quick, you did mention if there was a bit of tidbit of news or such. John Cena recently said he sat down with some sort of news affiliate to talk about American Grit, and he was asked about being like the torchbearer for WWE and passing it on. And he said, I think it's already been passed without me. There's a lot of folks who are currently doing a lot of damage on the roster. The show's thriving in my absence. I think it's extremely competitive. I did win the 16th championship at the Rumble, but I was unfortunate in my first defense at Elimination Chamber. And before that, I hadn't really been in the championship picture for a while. I think the company is moving on quite well. I don't know if there needs to be a formal anointment, but they're really doing well without me. End quote.
This is also the interview where he's grown his hair longer.
Yes. Yeah.
Where he looks like Ruthless Aggression John Cena.
Yeah.
I'd love to see what he looks like, whether he does have his slightly balding spot.
Oh, God.
I feel it's awful to think, but you know. Yeah, it is true though. They have. I don't know how did he word it that there was not disaster. What did he say about the people that were the first bit of his quote?
They're doing a lot of damage on the roster.
Doing a lot of damage. It sounds like they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And I think he's meaning to say that they're like tearing it up kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just came across a bit strange. But yeah, they haven't really done like a passing of the torch yet, have they, with Cena? It is still... He's just kind of faded away a little bit, really.
Is he not back next week or week after?
Yeah, he's probably going to win the title off Jinder. Independence Day.
Oh, good point. That's actually not far off.
Yeah.
And it's a Tuesday. Oh, no.
Yeah.
When's Great Balls of Fire then?
It is 3 weeks after next Sunday, so it's 4 weeks this weekend.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, the one thing I will give them credit for is I do like the way they've done the vignette for Great Balls of Fire. I do not like the logo, but the video building up to it, I think is very good in that they've kind of personalized certain styles, like the Roman Reigns logo on the side of a Chevy and things like that. You know, that kind of styling, great. Great Balls of Fire and doing a logo that looks like cock and balls. No good.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
And Sasha Banks said it does. That's the best thing.
Who did not look at that? Is this the same person that did that Sin Cara t-shirt?
Must be.
How is that guy still employed?
It is
I'm
so
glad they've actually licensed the music though. There's something telling me they weren't going to do that, but obviously they have to. So.
Is it? have they just done this pay-per-view because the Flaming got the license for that music?
Probably.
Why have they got the license to that music?
It's probably reached like so many years since it came out, and it's now free.
That's the worst reason.
I imagine it's probably
Someone
cost quite a bit to license something like that. It's a well-known song, isn't it?
Yeah, this one. So they must have come up with the name and thought, well, we can't do this pay-per-view unless we get the music. So they got the music, but then why are you so attached to the name? It's a terrible name.
Is this what someone keeps texting Corey Graves about? And then the show get angry. Yeah, it's really called this, honestly.
This could be the end of my career, Corey.
This could really damage your career if it comes out that actually that name was Kurt's idea.
But it's the fact. I mean, they even did the thing with Dean Ambrose where he was leaving a message where he said he had a great name for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
After they'd already announced it, and it was just like they're even making jokes about it on air. Like, what is happening? Really? Why? I mean, for God's sake, they could have had the pay-per-view. They could have had a very similar style. They could have even had the song, but just don't call the pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire. It's bizarre.
It is very.
And I don't know, like, I remember when you first mentioned it, and they had the first image of it, and it was just fire written in fire.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, well, that's a
That was
terrible
bad.
logo. But now you've made one that literally it's the same text as the Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
They've
it
used
is.
the same font.
Yeah.
And they've drawn a big cock and balls on it. And even if you look at the frigging balls, they look like testicles. What is wrong with these people?
They might have, looking it up, they might have, well, no, they're still using that. This is an alternative version of the pay-per-view logo, and this is from an aggregator account, it looks like, in the Dallas area. WWE to return to Dallas July 9th at the AA Center for a new themed pay-per-view titled Great Balls of Fire. Yeah, this is either an alternative logo or...
That was the one used first, I think.
Ah,
when it was
okay.
first announced.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I mean. When you looked at that, it looked like they'd taken the first half of a logo off something and then the text off another logo off when they put the fire underneath it. It just didn't have any... It didn't look right. But my God, after they've done this one, it just like, really?
Did it have to be two balls in the logo?
Exactly.
Couldn't it be like 4 or 5, just so it didn't look like balls?
Could it have just been one?
And does one have to be slightly lower than the other?
Oh, God.
And here's another one. I'm just looking it up on Twitter. Here's another version of it here.
Is that the one in, like, the crest?
Yeah. So they might use
Yeah.
that one.
What one are they using on the site at the minute? Is the one on there?
Maybe, yeah. I'll take a look.
No, there isn't.
It just-
They've got money in the bank at the minute.
It just seems ridiculous that we're looking at Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe for the title. And it's like the most hard-hitting match that they probably could come up with for a B-level pay-per-view at the minute. And it's the most real kind of match that they could put together. And they've put it at Great Balls of Fire.
Where is it?
Are you watching Great Balls of Fire tonight, pal?
That's in
Are
Dallas.
you getting your head tested?
I'll give Michael Cole some credit for being able to say it with a straight face and somehow making it sound not quite as ridiculous as it should be.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I don't take anything he says seriously.
Oh.
Like everything he says is a total joke anyway. But somehow he delivers it in a way that's like, oh, this is what it's called. That's not weird. He's actually able to convey that. Corey Graves too, to some degree.
Yeah, this is on WWE's site right now. It's got the little crest as well.
Oh, so WWE are actually using the crest.
For right now, yeah. They may switch it to the genitalia one. Who knows?
Maybe that's in response to the outrage of genitalia.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very strange.
Lesnar battles Samoa Joe to determine who is master of the universe.
What?
So Sid's relinquished his title then.
God.
It sounds like we need a mock-up poster of Masters of the Universe. Brock screaming that he has the power. Very, very strange choices, WWE.
It's out of all the pay-per-view names.
Yeah.
It is literally. You think there are so many pay-per-view names, even past ones that they could reuse.
Yeah. Could have been the Great American Bash. It could have been anything.
The thing that annoys me as well is how they just reuse like the graphic thing as well at the minute. What was the last pay-per-view that we just had?
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules. I hate that Extreme Rules logo and all the weird, like, blacked out kind of crowd cheering on the bottom of all the graphics and everything. It just looks odd. And they use the same one every time. You could take an image for each of the matches from the last 3 Extreme Rules and make them look like they've been all on the same pay-per-view.
Yeah. You know what is really strange, though, is on the match graphics of Money in the Bank, the background is like Windows XP wallpaper.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Please tell me that.
Oh, yeah. Because they're hyping up the New Day with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that legit looks like an XP desktop wallpaper. Yeah, you're right.
Where the fuck is Tinky Winky in the background?
God.
But then what did I say before? They've got another theme.
Have they purposely made Jinder Mahal look 6 times bigger than Randy Orton in that picture?
Yeah. Randy does look kind of skinny there.
He does.
It's true.
What is it with Jinder Mahal's voice as well?
Yeah, he doesn't want to speak up on the mic.
No, it's like he sounded the other week like he completely lost his voice and he was struggling to do the promo. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks now, pal, and you still sound like you're dying.
Yeah, this is how they're promoting Money in the Bank here on WWE's website and Twitter and all the social media.
They've got a much better one on the WWE Network page.
Yeah. And even with the 6 superstars one, it still looks pretty ridiculous. The only one that actually legit could be appropriate is the Usos versus the New Day. But outside of that, it's just it's ridiculous. So it doesn't really fit.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, they got that better one on the network page.
Yeah. See, that's a bit more appropriate, minus Sami Zayn in the photo. I'll try to throw that up on the stream here in just a sec. If I can find it.
There's a women's one as well, actually. Which actually seems to indicate that the briefcase is going to be white for the women.
Yeah.
Why is it that on the network one, Dolph Ziggler's doing his face?
His face.
It's face.
Whereas on the website one, whilst he's stood in Tinky Winky land, he's got a face that looks like he's ready to murder you.
Wouldn't it make more sense for the women's Money in the Bank to just be the one that the men earn. Am I right, guys?
Oh my god.
Wow.
No, just me with the wife jokes. Then is it?
Yes, apparently.
All right, fine. I'll go back to the 70s with my misogynist humor.
You got it.
No one listens to the end of our show anyway.
No one listens to the beginning of it.
Nice one.
The image that you put up from the network of the women's match. Why is it that Natalia has one bigger eye than the other?
Oh my god.
Oh god. It's
What
closer to the camera.
Maybe she just has one bigger eye than the other.
I do think that they make Natalia look a bit strange at times.
Mm.
Yeah.
Especially
Is
if you
Tamina
look...
going to be wrestling in a leather jacket again?
Probably. Oh, yeah. What the hell was Shane on about when he called her a two-time superstar?
Does that mean she got fired and then rehired?
It did make me wonder. And it was probably slightly accurate to a degree.
Two-time superstar.
Because he completely got mixed up, and then he didn't know what to say, and then he just basically said Tamina.
Must have meant second generation.
Yeah, true. It was a very strange segment, that, on SmackDown.
I haven't seen SmackDown.
Oh, well, you get the wonderful debut of Lana.
Oh, really?
Oh, is that right? Does she dance on a chair?
Not exactly.
Does she wrestle a chair?
No.
Okay.
Is a chair involved at all?
It actually isn't.
Is it a chairs match?
Yeah, what happened is she came into the ring while Naomi was wrestling. She got a steel chair and she smashed it right over the head.
Oh, okay.
And then said, and then she said, "I'm gonna snatch you bald,"
All right.
What?
which is a saying that I absolutely hate
Yeah.
because they're all saying it. I think Nia Jax said it on the pre-show before the pay-per-view, and Naomi says it all the time. Lana says it on SmackDown. It just seems to be this saying, and it's just like, stop saying this. But anyway, so has none of you seen SmackDown this week?
I did.
All right, okay.
No, I suffered through Raw, but that was it.
Did you have any questions
SmackDown
about
was
it?
okay.
Did you have any questions about it, Beans?
No, I was just thinking like that actual moment where Lana obviously was trying to get involved in the Money in the Bank match.
Oh, yeah. I think they just should have just had like a match there, like a qualifier, to get Lana into it, or something along those lines, rather than just book a straight up one-on-one match against Naomi for the title at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward the way they went around it, because obviously they're trying to do it so that Naomi's got a match on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But it just didn't come together very well, really.
So, is she getting Rusev's Money in the Bank title match?
Pretty much.
Yeah, what's up?
Wasn't he supposed to show up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And then, what, he didn't?
Yeah.
He's
He
been
might be.
dropped.
He might be. He might be a surprise entrant or something. Maybe. Probably not.
One can hope.
I'm
One
hoping.
can hope he'll take Sami Zayn out.
Yeah, there we go.
Take Ziggler while he's at it as well.
I agree.
So there we go. I think that pretty much covers it, guys.
Yep.
I don't think there was anything else.
No, that puts a bow around this one.
Okie dokie. So thank you very much for listening, everyone. You can follow the show on Twitter at the IWC Radio.
Oh.
Send us your questions. Oh, actually, questions. I should say that. We did receive a question from Ed, actually, for the show just before we go. He says as he's drastically trying to find the question because you know how professional I am.
Yeah.
It's all about the planning.
It certainly is.
People always ask, how do you get your show sounding so good and so professional, and how do you keep it all together so well? So it's all in the planning. We make sure we have everything to hand. You know, we run through it beforehand. We rehearse. We choreograph all our spots, and
then we botch like hell.
Could you also just say that we wing it?
Well, no, that's it takes a lot of work to make it sound like we wing it.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it just comes with time, practice.
That's how we've made it 158 episodes.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ed, our loyal listener Ed, sent us a tweet using the hashtag IWC Radio, saying, "Question for today's show: thoughts on Impact Wrestling bringing in a former NFL player for a tag match at Slammiversary?"
Pac-Man Jones.
Is that who it is?
Well, I don't know. That was like 10, 12 years ago or something they did that.
So, this question's obviously aimed at Smoot, seeing as he's our resident TNA expert.
I haven't watched it in about close to a year, so. And I went to Impact.
Total expert on the subject.
Yeah, I went to ImpactWrestling.com and for a brief moment, Chrome couldn't find the website.
Neither could TNA.
Yeah, it refused the connection. Yeah, probably. D'Angelo Williams from the Steelers.
Do you
know who he is?
The name rings a bell. Yeah, he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers for a while. Or actually, no, he played for the Panthers for a while, and then as his career died down, he kind of went over to the Steelers for I think a season or two.
Is he currently playing, or is he done?
No, I think he's done. I believe.
Oh wow.
But apparently he's gonna be at Slammiversary. Yay!
He's hoping to be TNA's version of Mongol McMichael.
Yeah, because that's what they need now.
Yeah. So, sorry, Ed. We don't have much thoughts on it, but it doesn't sound particularly good.
I think there was something wacky going on with Pac-Man Jones when they had him in TNA, that he wasn't allowed to wrestle, so he just kind of threw footballs at people, and R-Truth did all of the wrestling.
Yeah, I seem to remember something about that. It was a bit strange.
There was some TNA news. Have you seen the? I'll show you. There's a clip of Bruce Pritchard announcing a steel cage match, but he said it really weird. I can't play it on the stream because of copyright reasons, but I'll link it to you guys afterwards after we're done here.
Okay.
And there's something else. There's something else, but obviously TNA's still in business. Here, I'll throw up the graphic. And there it is. Yep.
There's
You know when we said that we don't wing this?
Is Bram still involved with TNA?
That's a good question, actually. Let me look up at their roster page.
I heard.
I don't mean to ask. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I heard news.
Yes.
This is only something else. I heard that Gunner may be making his NXT debut soon.
Yes, to tag with another Murphy.
Wow. And yes, Bram is still on the roster.
Oh, right, okay. The only reason I ask, I've seen him advertised for a show, not too far from where I actually live, in a building that I can't remember the name of, but the building itself can't hold any more than about 50 people. It's very small. It's just like a small community centre. So
yeah,
I wondered if he'd really had hit hard times or something. But...
Well, to be honest, when all the thing came that he re-signed and everything, and he was actually on, he was in one in Oldham that was very similar. Here, but yeah. Then again, I don't think Impact cares about people with independent dates. So,
also, James Storm's going into the Hall of Fame, the TNA Hall of Fame. And he, I think, recently said that he doesn't feel like he's ready for it. So, or something along those lines.
Are they going to talk about that really good NXT run?
Oh my god, they should.
Well,
They should.
what must he think now looking at Bobby Roode?
Does make you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But he said he made a decision for his family, so we'll have to give him that one. So yeah, is there anything else?
No, that's about it.
Okie dokie, guys. So yeah, thank you for listening. Check out IWCRadio.com.
When it's working.
Pete Dunne. Yeah, it will be up and running shortly. So yeah, check out that website, and we'll have the Pete Dunne interview up there. And I'll include some information and links to some of the pictures that you've seen on the stream as well, so you can have a look at them if you want. But yeah, thank you very much for listening, guys. We'll be back next week where we'll be going through predictions for Money in the Bank. So thank you very much for listening, and see you next week.
Bye.